Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Cletus Coffey. The athlete's dilemma is something that I struggled with, and it's probably something you have experienced in your life. But we have that dilemma where we roll out of sport, and it could be something such as soccer or basketball or football, or it could be rock climbing, being a triathlete, swimming, mountain biking. It's something that you are doing that you compete and you are challenging yourself, and it gives you that high, that feeling that you just love, and yet you step off the bike or you take off the soccer cleats, and then you get into real life. And that real life doesn't give you that same feeling, that excitement, that high, that I want to wake up and go out and jump on my bike, or I want to go out and get in the water and swim. And so thus you struggle, and it's that dilemma of, okay, how do I blend the two? And I know that, again, I struggled for years on how to bring it together, because there's a cliche in sports that, oh, you've been an athlete, you've competed for a long time, oh, you're gonna get into coaching. But that's not where it's at. That's not the only option for you to go out and get that same feeling, that same experience, but yet at the same time be able to create a life out of it, be able to create a lifestyle out of it. You know, as an athlete, I know that in the off season, I would get up, I would fuel myself, I would get into the weight room. Later in the afternoon, I would get either out on the track or on the field, and I would be out doing my plyometrics, I'd be doing my sprints. Depending on how close I was to the season, I'd then get in and start doing more sport-specific stuff. And that was my day, and I loved it. And during the season, obviously it was sport focused. In the off season, it was still there, but I was able to design my life on my terms. Then sport ends, and then it's okay, now I'm going to work for a company that I'm now on their terms. And that is a huge transition. That's a problem. You go from doing everything on your terms, and now you're subscribing to someone else's, which is, for me, what was a natural transition was more going towards being an entrepreneur, where I could create my life and by design, although I failed miserably too many times to count at this point, but that's where my brain went. So that dilemma of, okay, the cliche thing to do is going to coaching, but yet in a lot of cases for me, the coaching lifestyle was not attractive to me. I didn't like it. I want to do something different. And so thankfully I have found something that aligns with me and who I am, where I can contribute to sport, where I can contribute to athletes in the work that I'm doing. And for you, it may be something different, but I encourage you to not separate the two, to have that dilemma of, this is where I want to be. I want to be on the mountain bike. I want to be hiking. I want to be doing those things that, again, gives me that high, that when I walk home to my family, I've got that smile, I've got that energy that I want, for myself and for them. You want to be able to do that for everyone that is in your environment. So that brings me to that dilemma of how do I do it? And what do I do? I guess the what comes before the how, right? What am I going to do? And that's where I encourage you. I encourage everyone that I work with to take a step back, and there's a big self-awareness piece that you need to dive into, and understanding who you are, what is it that you want, what are your skill sets, of the thousands of hours that you have done, that you have allocated towards being an athlete, or towards being your life after an athlete, is being able to combine those two, but it has to start with you and who you are, and understanding that, so that you can take that next step. Maybe you are a coach, and that's awesome. We need more good coaches. But maybe you are not. Maybe you're someone who likes to work on bikes. You like the mechanic piece of mountain bikes. And so thus, I would encourage you to start sitting on that and trying to flush that out, journal that, mind map that, to understand, okay, I like to work on bikes. How can I make a career out of that? So that at the end, it's not work. It's still me being me. I'm just not riding the bike, but yet I'm still involved in that capacity, giving me that same feeling and excitement. Heck, you could be a tour guide, a mountain bike tour guide. Again, just blue sky thinking here, but again, it's what can you do that is alignment with who you are. You got to know who you are first before you can start putting those together. I've made that terrible mistake multiple times oh, hey, I'm gonna go out and start a business in the financial industry world because there's a lot of money there. Chasing the money never did serve me. It wasn't until I took a step back and said, hey, whether this makes money or not, I want to do this because it fires me up every day and I know I can contribute and serve others. So, the athlete's dilemma. What can you do to give yourself that same excitement, that same high, without having to, when your career is over, without continuing your career, what can you do to get involved that can help allow you to design your lifestyle on your terms, allow you to bring in money to support yourself and or your family, and that you can go out and serve others. So something to think about. I know that dilemma really well. Believe me, I've been on both sides of the coin. I've pursued it in the wrong direction, and I've done the work to put myself in alignment to do what is best for me, and I can go out and serve others. If you need help along those lines, reach out to me. I'm at Cletus Coffey on all social channels. Feel free to reach out, ping me, and I want to be a support in some capacity. Athlete's dilemma, it's real. I understand it, and I hope that you can do the work to put yourself in alignment so you can take advantage of all the thousands of hours that you've done and contributed to your sport to align it with you and your lifestyle.